गुड मॉर्निंग देवाशीष सर. ज्योति हियर.
नमस्कार देवाशीष,
यस
कैसे हैं?
यस यस. ठीक हूँ सर, आप कैसे हो?
एकदम एकदम बढ़िया मैम।
सो दिस इज सेजल. आज होस्ट करेंगे.
हाय सेजल।
Yeah, hi. तो उनको मैं फिर 10:45 को मैं उनको हैंड ओवर कर दूंगी. या
अच्छा अच्छा।
या ओके सर. ऑल ओके ना, नेटवर्क एंड ऑल?
हाँ अभी तक तो ठीक है, देखा जाएगा सब ठीक रहेगा क्योंकि दूसरे के लिए अच्छा काम है तो चलना चाहिए।
जरूर 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 सर, जरूर. चलो.
ठीक है, आप रिकॉर्ड कर लीजिएगा, मैं इधर से ऑन नहीं कर रहा हूँ।
यस यस, जरूर
कर
जरूर.
लीजिएगा, उसका हाइपर लिंक डाल दीजिए।
ओके
थैंक यू
सर,
वेरी
ओके.
मच, थैंक यू
मोस्ट
सर।
वेलकम सर.
हाय सर, गुड मॉर्निंग. आवाज नहीं आता. हॅलो. हा तुम्हाला आवाज येत होता पक्का? हॅलो, गुड मॉर्निंग सर. सॉरी, आवाज नाही येत सर. हाँ, तुम्हें अनम्यूट करा ना सर. म्यूट, आपने म्यूट किया.
सॉरी सर,
ओके
अभी
डन.
सुनाई दे रहा है?
यस सर, गुड
थैंक यू
मॉर्निंग.
थैंक यू थैंक
गुड मॉर्निंग
यू।
सर.
गुड मॉर्निंग गुड मॉर्निंग।
जस्ट एक मिनट. Hmm. Good morning and welcome to all. I am Ms. Sejal Mhatre, host for today. We continue with our Sadgun Sun Meet 105th section with 105th virtual webinar. Our topic for today is expectation of employees and employers needs alignment. Shall be taken by Mr. Debashish Mahanta. He shall be covering employee and employers relationships, factors of change, evaluation of authority sharing, what to align, how to align, and whom to align. It shall be follow question and answer sections. Let's quickly go through agenda. Virtually inaugurations by Dr. Sundar Kataria, invoking the blessings of deity chatting of Gayatri Manta, introduction to speaker, presentation by Mr. Debashish Mahanta, question and answer sections, and then last one closing sections. A brief introductions of Dr. Sundar Kataria. Sadgun Sun conceived and led by Dr. Sundar Kataria, driven with the missions to elevate the quality, safety, and environmental awareness levels of industry. Sadgun Sun is a series of educative, informative events aiming to illuminate of professionals of possible solutions to current issues of industry and economy. He is chairman of Managing Directors of International Certification Services Private Limited. He is doctorate in Business Management and Mechanical Engineering. Rajasthan Atomic Power Project, India first nuclear power plant RAPP at Rawat Bhatta, Kota, built by Indian engineers, work as nuclear scientist for 11 years and successfully completed and commissions the plant. Engineers India's Limited, first batch of engineers to develop Bombay High offshore oil and gas field, mega offshore complex platforms, trunk and submarine pipelines, underwater inspections, and indignations oil and gas equipment, etc. His date Norris Veritas World work for 17 years at various capacity for the certifications of fixed offshore installations, submarine pipelines, onshore project, and personal qualifications. I says he is the founder of India's first qualifications conference assessment body established in the year 1999, provide of total quality solutions. Certifications of management systems, ISO, inspections and testing and training qualification of personnel. He's received lifetime achievement awards for the contributions for the corrosion technologies from NES International by NIGS under NES USA. His social workers, protection of life, asset, environmental and safety. A brief. I request to Sundar Kataria to virtual inaugurate the sections.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
Please join us for the recitations of Gayatri Mantra. brief introduction of our keynote speaker, Mr. Debashish Mahanta. His designations and organization, de-evaluations, his strategic planner, observer, counselor, mentor, and an executor. His post-graduation in management, 1989, Institute of Modern Management, Kolkata. His bachelor is science, 1987. His pure science, Kolkata, University of Kolkata. His 32 years of professional experience in the field of HR, IR, admin, HSC, TPM. He is advisor for the State Government Industrial Association, Productivity Councilings, CII, QCFI, educational bodies, and social organizations. He is reviewing performance of employees and organization and timely invitations or to extract optimum output. His long-time settlements and reaction buildings. He certified POSH counselor, internal quality systems auditors, TUV, compensations and benefits manager, and last one, gift work manager. Please welcome Mr. Debashish Mahanta. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sejal.
Thank you, sir.
Sabko namaskar. I hope I'm audible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you very much. Yeah, today our topic is expectations of employees and employers' needs alignment. Okay, thank you to Sundar Jesaram Kataria Foundations for inviting me. They already have a motif of Paropakara Punyam. We already know it is a part of our Indian philosophy is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Unless we know that we are same, we respect, unless we do not understand that we are the same, we always need some alignment. So I will start my slide. It is a workshop type program. It is not only a talking. Anybody can stop me at any time of that point and you can ask your queries. And later on, after an hour, we will have our different sessions as a question answer sessions. So I'm going to the subject directly. Let's start with a quiz. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 photographs you can understand. The first one, it is related to employee and employees relationship. So can anybody name the name of the movie at number 1? It is also related to some of the employee-employees relationship. Do Bigha Zameen, very famous movie. It was very earlier. So we can start with our journey with Do Bigha Zameen. After independence, all the village and the city lives. This poem was, the story was written by Rabindranath Tagore itself. That's a famous movie. Number 2 is Mazdoor. You can see Dilip Kumar and all the characters. That is all related to the exploitations and the relations of the employee and employees relationship. I hope some of our ages can identify the movie, although new generations might not have an idea of Mazdoor movie. And at the right, at the black, it is no other than Amitabh Bachchan. I hope somebody may understand the movie. It is Kala Patthar. Again, it is related to employee and employer relationship. All the story what I have discussed is all about the dominance of the employer on employees. Now we come down to the fourth. The fourth story says not on the different thing, but this is an employee who is trying to drill down the employer. But motto or the story remain the same. It is an relations between employee and employers. So sometimes we think that employers are exploiting, but sometimes we do exploit the employers too. The story remains the same. It is a bad relationship between the employee and employers. Unless we have good employees, unless we have good employers, how this world can be called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam? Paropakar kaise ho sakta hai? It is not possible. So this is things we can understand that. Let's start with an opposite. Day, opposite is night. Cold and hot. Liquid, naturally, the opposite is solid. Male, female. Rich, of course, there were lots of poor people are there. So rich has an opposite and lots of opposite. That's a poor. Black and white, very famous quotes. Happy, miserable. Although happy people are lots of there are happy people, but I think miserable people are also around us. So happy and miserable, they are the two basic nature of our society. And ultimately, our today's discussion is employer and employee. Just I would like to say that, are they all different? Are they all opposite in nature? Is day is nothing related with night, or night has no relations with day? Is hot is a factors that it can exist without becoming cold? Liquid, it can convert it into solid, and again solid can be converted into liquid. All the technology is all around us where we can prove that liquid can be solid and solid can be liquid all the times. So later on we can understand that these are not the different things. These are, although we are in human bodies, we understand Dvait. So this is the thing. So this is how we understand ourselves, we understand our society, we understand our criteria of living. So these are the things we understand very clearly. Opposite things: day, night, cold, hot, rich, poor, employee and employer relationship. If we try to understand these things, we will go to a triangle. Please see it at 1, triangle number 1. Mainly population. So at the bottom of the state, you can understand this is a population. Particularly in Asia's countries, particularly we are India, 140 crore people. We are thinking about how this population can be fed, it can be developed. But generally we say this population is lethargic. They don't have any determination nowadays. We at our age, at 50 aged people, we say that new generation is not hardworking. They are not reliable. They are more demanding about their facilities. They are not responsible for the duties which we are asking, or the society may ask, or the system may ask, or the procedure may ask. So at a whole, by large, we are saying that population is not productive. So where the policy is, then policy, who is framing these policies? This population is framing the policies. So apart from that population, next important thing is policy. Now, if it comes about the policy, the quality of population depends upon the quality of education. The quality of education nowadays is not good and great enough what we perceive. On field, in industry, we are experiencing also that the quality of education was supposed to be is not at par. This is a main reason why entire policy is getting failed. And again, the quality of education, it is under questions. The quality of skill. Now we are telling that people are no more skilled. They are not greatly skilled. So poor qualification, poor education, and again, poor quality. So this is going to harm any kind of process, procedures, product, and the entirely quality system will be under serious threat. And if the quality of education is not good, if the quality of skill is not good, how economy can grow? So population and policy, they are the most important things. And third one is at the top angle. I mentioned it as a technology. We were running in such kind of society for thousands of years. But for last 100 years, particularly for last 20 years, the technology has played their severe and important role to make our policy and population bit different. That's the reason we are facing it and considering it as a serious threat and challenge. Evolution, we know, this is a slow process, but now it is a revolution. If we think in terms of evolution, this is not a right time to judge our abilities. It is revolution. Digitizations, the technology has changed the entire things. So entire populations, entire policy is now driven by technology. First time, now technology has taken the control of populations and policies. So irrespective of your demand, is irrespective of your wish, this population and entire policy will be derived by the technology itself. So importantly, this technology is going to guard us for the future. What about this? Now at the right side, you can see there is a zip. The same zip, it is also a machine. I know most of the people are in from the factory side, from the production side, from the quality side, and maximum from the background of science. I know this can be understood that this is also a machine, a zip. In Three Idiots, it has been described very honestly. So population and policy only can be zipped through this technology. So can you understand this, why I have used a triangle and of the same features, a zip, to make it understood. But the more important thing is that this technology, what is the motive of this technology? How technology is evolving? Why it is evolving? Technology is evolving with an objective to eliminate the skill. You can understand 10 years or 15 years before, a man who can repair a 20 years old ambassador car was very important to our life. Nowadays, nobody runs a 5 years older than car. So that skill has been eliminated as because our economy, our technology, our understand of all the things perception has changed. And particularly the people's behavior, they are also not available for hard work, for skilled work. So now entire technology has taken over with an objective to eliminate the skill. Entire R&D, entire science, entire fraternity is all working to eliminate skill. In my college days, State Bank of India was supposed to be one of the largest bank sector. Still it is one of the largest, but with lesser manpower. So all the times we are eliminating skill. We are all looking towards this productivity. But elimination skill is an important part which has been played by this technology. So this is disrupting. It is going to disrupt your life. It is going to disrupt your family. It is going to disrupt your society, your nation as a whole. This entire humanity will be shaken by this technology unless we are very much popular. I hope this number one pyramids, part of a pyramid triangle can be understood. That's a population. We call it not a determined. They are into comfort zone. They are not hardworking, non-reliable, and they are much more demanding. So we now move to second slide. Now you can see if the population is more. It means number of people are more available to work for. With lesser qualification, with lesser quality of education, with less skill, then the society is naturally going to give not the maximum. So I know most of the people, we know that there is a Minimum Wages Act. Now, since I am in a particular state for last 10, 12 years, I am given an example of one of the state with a minimum wages journey, as because people will be naturally into the minimum wages, as because they are not qualified, they are not skilled, and they are large in numbers. So large in numbers, naturally, it's a demand and supply theory. So entire things goes to 2014 to 2022. Now I have only given a comparison of last 8 years. So in 2014, in particular one state with a skilled person used to get 276 rupees a day. Now it is 360. So you can understand for the last 8 years, only 83 rupees has been added to his daily wages. So if we considered it per year, it is 10.4 rupees. 10 rupiya 40 paisa. If we consider it 8 years, then percentage looks to be very good, 30%. But it is a journey of 8 years. So per year, when we considered it, is only 3.8% growth in finance for the last 8 years. That's the reason why I mentioned it, that it is a negative growth with minimum wages as per GDP, and the entire inflation is growing much higher pace, at least with the doubling that what minimum wages journey has been started. It is being derived from a particular state, and this is a true factual story of minimum wages journey. Now we can show the evolution of authority sharing. Evolution of authority sharing. You can see with the first one, it is as because previously we can understand that it was a king and slave theory. Some people were used to be the king and most people were slaves. So slave did not have any rights. So king and slave relation. So naturally king used to dominate 100% and slave had nothing to do, as because he was a slave. Number two, then some evolution of the society is involved, say owner and workers. Then most of the proprietors, now still in Asian countries, particularly in our nations also, this is happening. That most of the people are working as an owner and rest people are as a worker. So now 90% is being dominated by the workers, owners, and 10% is being heard from the workers. Now new HRIR person had developed a new system, that's a boss subordinate. At least it is not good enough, but reduce some of the percentage and the good ratio, that is boss and subordinate relationship, which has become 80 and 20%. So this is how the evolutions process of authority sharing has been started. King slave, then owner to worker, then boss subordinate. And now gradually this HR concept had started dominating. Manager and shop floors co-workers relationship. So they are much closer than the workers is, than the owners is. So boss owners has deployed managers for the shop floor. Manager and shop floor, they are bit better relationship, but still there is a dominance of 60 to 40%. Now with the Second World War gone, the industrialization happened. And now the next concept is that structured organization has come down out of this structures evolution. So structures organization versus professionals. So 40% is structures organizations. The structures organizations, people are now 40% as a structures, and now professionals are enjoying 60% of their authority. Now they have given a better authority to the employees. So now employees have started dominating the structure systems. Now leaders and followers. Now you can see in terms of leaders, it might be a workman leadership. It might be from outside leadership. So leader and followers, this has a reverse follows. Then again 80-20. It is just an opposite of boss and subordinate. Now leaders on the shop floors, they are now more authority to get the output as a promised one, the promised one and the achieving one. So achieving one, that's the leaders and followers relationship. Now, still, I don't know how all the employees you are working there, what format you are at 40-60 at the right of the green or at the left. Still in Asia, still in India, I think we are still in between boss and subordinate and in between managers and shop floor co-workers. We define here only. Few companies with the organized sectors, with the IT companies, some of the good developing countries, they have becoming into the right side of these green factors. So leaders and followers is also doing. Now this zone, as we are still at the owners and the coach and players as a partner. So this will be the future of our organizations. Now you can see the much of the franchisees in IPL. Why I am giving this example as because most of the people know about the IPL and their journeys. Owners, coach, players as a partner. Dhoni, you know, he is also a coach and also a mentor. And the future will be absolutely mentor and performer. So this is the opposite of king and slave. If we wish to be there, I know how many times, how many years it will take, but definitely we will go into final stage of mentor to performer. But it will happen only for the few companies, very structured ones. It can be developed only by the missionaries or the visionaries. It has nothing to do with any of the achieving or SOP driven company. So this is a shape, and I think this in between 60, 50%, it is paradoxically one of the best theme to be here, not even at the right, not even at the extreme left, but into the middle is the best way how an employee and employee's relationship can be groomed, can be developed, can deliver. So I'm moving to second slide. But is it happening actually? It is not happening actually. Now, what we can see, the technology, population and policy were the first one. Now we are into POF. So technology is placing a havoc role. Population is unable to do anything, and policy also cannot control this technology. So now what we are seeing that we have no job description. So being an HR, I also being into the HR, most of the people here who joined as an from the forum is HR person might be. So we can see that we don't have any job descriptions. We don't have any clarity of roles and responsibilities. We don't have any authority to perform and to execute the job. We do not have the career progressions of the particular person working in the shop floor. So no demanding infrastructure is also being provided either by the government or by the company or by the industrial associations. No competency mapping is going on. So since there is no mapping, no enhancement can be designed. So no feedback mechanism to improve also. So non-faithful PMS. How many of you are following the PMS system? Some of the companies definitely using this PMS system. But nowadays, most PMS systems are not giving results. They are not giving the desired output, as because most of the PMS is proven to be a non-faithful. It is biased and not accepted by the employees. So from the HR fraternity, being an employer, we also fail to give a good job descriptions where Europe has done a good job. They have a very clarity of their job, what this responsibility is, what is their authority during job, and they are demanding on the infrastructures. They are not complaining. They demand the infrastructures fast and they are delivering. But here we are not giving the infrastructures and also demanding also. One of the things, what is our perception? So our performance is based on this no job description. We don't have JD. And moreover that, we are also have a great perceptions. What we say, we are a poor country. We cannot afford to have a good infrastructures. We should not spend on entertainment. We should not spend on good infrastructures. We should not give very valuable thoughts for the good meal to the employees. So We don't have good R&D, as because we say, why to invest in R&D? Output might not be good enough. So apart from that, we also say that we are one of the best people in this world. Although we say that we are a poor country, we are not good in R&D, still we claim that we are one of the best people in this world. How it is possible? Then how we can win the challenges? But still we are surviving through these ages. We are being dominated by many of the foreign invaders. So many people have dominated our cultures, our religions, but still we are pious. And moreover, think that business is not a good thing. We are not good in business, and we don't need business also. We do not respect business. Unless we respect business, we will not follow the SOP. Unless we follow the SOP, we cannot produce a good quality products. So performance, in terms of personal performance, we are not good. We don't have a good education, don't have good skills, and moreover, we have a wrong perception. So our productivity has gone down. That's the reason why I have mentioned this second triangle as reverse, as because efficiency and productivity, unless this efficiency productivity linked with technology, then it is going to produce a reverse pyramid. A reverse pyramid cannot be sustained. So this is the reason why we are failing, as because we have not defined our productivity. We have not jotted down our roles and responsibility. We have not derived the proper formats to control our perceptions and to make it a productive quality. That is the reason we are into dilemma. So technology and productivity, it has not been viewed in a proper way. So productivity is going down. So technology is not supporting us. Basically, it is reversing, it is going down for us also. So challenge, this is a challenge. Now we comes into third part of a pyramid. This is number 3. Now, as a population, we have mentioned, who are this population? This is nothing but the parents and a combination of students. We mentioned that they are not determined, they are not hardworking, they are not reliable, they need immediate benefit. They always compare with a mismatch. A civil engineer compares himself with an IT people. Not even an IT people can compare with next IT people, but still they are comparing. They don't have any reality. They don't have understanding of the reality. The reality is something different. But they are the masses. They are the main population. So population is nothing but a combination of parents and students. Why I mentioned the parent and students is because I wish to go to a point where alignment is required. And apart from this employer, there's nothing but a company. So employers means a company. So parents has a direct relationship with the company. So company and parents, or the company and the students, and company or the employee. So employer is company and employees is nothing but students. Ultimately, they are going to be an employee. So this is the base of any of the future. I mentioned institution at the top, where technology was there. So with 3 steps, you can see the parents are giving benefits to the institutions. All the schools, all the colleges, all the universities, all the technical platform, they are the institution who is supposed to give us a technological understanding. Not only about the technology, but about the behavioral also, the behavioral aspects we need. We lack behavioral aspects, we lack soft skill. So institution has a very big role to play with technology. And company, they are the employer. They will be ultimately using these manpowers, these trained forces for them. So this is a triangle, a students or the employee, company or the employer, and the institutions. But what we are seeing, that company, they are facing also attrition. Despite the people are less skilled, despite they are not adaptable. But then why employer is doing? They are getting rid of such kind of employees through these policies. So again, the final fact that with the minimum wages, these parents and students policy will go down to again to that's one this and making them heavier than others. And again, reverse pyramid will be produced as because why we are not getting a skilled education, as because institution is not working, delivering as per the wish of the society, as per the wish of the demand of the time, as per they are all getting benefits. So companies also giving benefits to institutions, parents are also giving benefits to the institutions, but they are not getting in return of that. So that might be, we need to focus to our policies. So, but the company is paying to the employees. So one thing, this is a reverse. You can see this is one. Students and company, they have a bonding relationship. Employees are working and company is paying. So this is an give and take relationship. Whereas institution, giving is less, they are taking also. So what institution needs to do? They must be more accountable for about their duties. And population, they must be reasonable. Unless they are reasonable, not much can be done. As because parents are aspiring a very big, they are aspiring all their kids to start with a 10 lakhs per annum CTC. Although they are not sure about the quality of their education they have got or received, they are not sure about the quality of their manhandling control, their technical abilities, their soft skill abilities, their adaptabilities, they are not sure, but still they are demanding a more. So population in terms of parents or the students need to be reasonable. Unless they are reasonable, this huge gap will be exploited by some of the institution or by some of the companies naturally, as because demand supply will again fall into these portions. So their zip will not work functionally, it will not be functional very good unless institution is trained them, all the people to be adaptive towards a technology to get the best out of your thought process. Unless they are doing, you cannot do something better with this company. And what the roles of a responsible of a company or the employers will be? They must be responsible. They cannot use this situation for their own direct benefits. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. If we say that Parvakara Param Dharma, then we need to be more logical. We are also, being an employee, we are being exploited. Being an employer, we are taking the advantage. And ultimately, the institution, they are not accountable. If this is the case, then we are not making our future good enough. So this is an alignment we need, that institutions must be accountable for their roles. Population should be reasonable, as because it's a global competition. There's no more local competitions. Now world is bigger, and possibly one of the, at the highest form of big market. So we need to be reasonable also. The company needs to be reasonable, population needs to be reasonable, company needs to be responsible, and institution must be accountable. Unless the three are clubbed together, we are not going to prosper definitely. So we are moving to part one. It's a bit spiritual understanding. How many of you are employees and how many of you would like to be an employer? I think most of the people here, few of them are employer, but most of we are employees. Okay. But why I'm mentioning it? If I call it that, is it a day or night? Can anybody can unmute and answer that what time it is? Is it a day or night? Can anybody? I can understand how many people are seeing it also. Is it a day or night? Can anybody, any people can unmute and tell? I hope everybody is being on mute. Now, we can say that it's a 12. So it's a highly daytime. So we are here 12 noon. We are around 12 noon. So, and gradually it is a day and 12 was at night. So 12 night and 12 noon. It is of the opposite. We say that Dvait, dual, opposite in nature. We always understand things with opposite in nature. So 12 nights opposite is 12 noon. On the contrary, we have also 6 morning and 6 evening. 6 morning, dawn, and 6 evening dusk. Do you know in our courage what we do? In morning, we call it most sacred time, as because night is ending, day is starting. And at the evening, again, day is ending and night is starting. हमारा घर पे हम धूप धुना देते हैं ना, भगवान को पूछते हैं. So every religion have their own particular system. So basically, it is not only a day, it is a part of night too. Now, it depends upon the intensity. Now, night portion, dark portion is lesser as because sun is at the nearest to us. Again, sun will go and darkness will appear. So it is only a matter of intensity. Now, it is a day intensity is maximum with less intensity of the dark. So this is a reason. So everything, this is a metaphorical. I called it. So best employee has the potential of the best employer. Unless you are a best employee, you cannot be a best employer. Unless you are best employer, you cannot be a best employee. So any employee, there is no alignment. They have to think themselves. They have to consider themselves as an employer. There is no different thing. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. They are all the same. Unless we can give an opportunity, give an environment to think like that, the things, the dualness will never end. So we can collaborate with structures 1, triangle 1, it is population. Then there needs to be conscious, they must be educated, and they must be disciplined. So policy was not participating. We were not participating in policies. Now through these WhatsApp universities and others, social media, now we are more into this policy infrastructures and policy making. So according to this, population will perform. Naturally, this population, this is also same part. So these populations will perform. And this performance must be measurable and the feedback must be honest. And this policy, they must be participative, and participative in terms of measured feedback must be given. Unless there is a measured feedback, employee cannot perform or cannot improve their performance. So employees, they must be reasonable, employer must be reasonable, and institution must be accountable. So we already have discussed this part of this pyramid 1, the technology, and technology must be proven. Productivity, this technology should be clubbed with productivity, and this productivity must be monitored. Unless you know how productive the system is, all the person is, you cannot give them benefits or cannot make them improved. So this productivity must be monitored, and ultimately whose responsibility is to ensure this technology and productivity comes out from this population? It is the institutions. It is institutions' responsibility. So they must be accountable. So institutions' accountability must club with productivity, monitor productivity with proven technology, and all the base will be prepared through populations, policy, performance, perceptions, employee and employers. So we now move to a combined one. So this is a combined one. You can see now there is pyramid. Unless we think in that way, there will be no alignment. We need to develop such kind of system and belief system, and also SOP, the structures people, the society, the policy to make it responsible. So we move to the last part. I think most of the people we know about this is equal to. In western part of India, हम क्या बोलते हैं? बराबर. बहुत ज्यादा बोलते हैं हम इसको बराबर. Shaman shaman. In Bengali we call it shaman shaman. Means all equal. All equal. इसको अगर हम हिंदी में बोलेंगे तो कैसे बोलते हैं? जैसा करनी वैसा भरनी, जैसा किया वैसे ही मिला. Tit for tat, also one of the closest proverb I can remember. So these are the things. So why I'm telling it, that life, all the sentence, all the science, all the technology depends upon this is equal to. Newton's third law भी तो यही है. अगर ये करेंगे तो और किसका नाम सबसे दिमाग में आ रहा है? Which name is appearing to us mostly? Famous man and his formula. I hope most of the people can understand. Is nothing but Newton, Isaac Newton. So E is equal to mc square. I am not going to ask you what is E is equal to mc square, but you can understand. He was bit परेशान तो नजर आ रहा था. E is equal to mc square देके यार क्या मैं चीज बता दी. But E is equal to जरूर था. I am not talking about this. I am going to tell you something different. Childhood days में आप देखे होंगे, most of the kids they wear reverse shoes. बायां पैर का जूता दाहिना पे, दाहिना पैर का जूता बायां पैर में. हम अच्छे भी लगता है. We always enjoy. छोटे घर में जो बच्चे होते हैं, generally आप देखेंगे, you can see very closely, honestly, the बच्चे हमेशा जूता उल्टा पहनते हैं. हम उसको मजाक उड़ाते हैं और मजा आते हैं. But if we do same things in our adulthood days after closing the company, college areas and doing this as an employee, तो कैसे मानेंगे? We encourage, take care of about his going days. Now you can see this person. He is supposed to tie this shoe, but he is tying the opposite shoe. Generally, this is the thing what we are seeing in day-to-day days in our employment life cycles. So if this is happening in a professional life, then it is going to give you a trouble. You know, Albert Einstein साहब ने और एक दिया है reference. If your left shoe is on the wrong foot, it is on the right foot. ये कोई बड़ा टेक्नोलॉजी है क्या? ये कोई समझाने वाली चीज है? बट इस समय आप देखेंगे ना, एल्बर्ट साहब ने बड़ा खुश नजर आ रहा है. He was so determined. जे हाँ, आप मनुष्य जाति को ये समझ में आएगा, बायां पैर का जूता अगर गलत पैर में पहने हैं तो राइट जूता ही होगा. So ultimately, why I am mentioning it, that this is the most important thing. Till now, all the students we are paying. As a students, we were paying to institutions, to our teachers, to our professors. But we always fail to understand now we are an employee. We are supposed to deliver, and company is paying for that. So the paradigm shifts. But still, after joining the companies, we remain as a student, we behave as a student. Nowadays, most of the GEDs or the management trainees, why they are miserable, why they are miserably failing, as because they have not understood the meaning of employee-employees relationship. There is a fundamental thing is equal to. It is happening and it behaves everywhere in our society, in our room, in our table, in चाय के दुकान, चाय के भट्टी, आप गाड़ी में बैठो, सोसाइटी में जाइए, equals to हर जगह काम करेंगे, जैसे करनी है ऐसे बढ़नी. If आप मिरर का सामने जैसे करेंगे तो सिमिलर चीज दिखाई देगा. मैं ये क्यों बोला हूं? That this is with a reason that we need to be aligned with ourselves first. If we are not aligned, then we are going into trouble. So I will end up with the corporate vowel. The both employee and employers, it is very important. हम पढ़ते थे A for apple. Now this corporate vowels, if we follow this A for acceptance, if we can accept things, the people, his ignorance, his less skill, if we can measure such thing, then we can develop it. Acceptance is the first thing. Then we can try to do our best. What about E? engagement. Now every HR, every fraternity is all eager. They have understood the meaning of engagement. Your people can be 100% efficient, 80% efficient, but it cannot be told that they are 100% engaged. Engaged employee makes a huge difference in atmosphere, in product, or in services, or in deliverables, or in productivity, anything. Unless the person is engaged, he cannot deliver his best or her best. What about I? Inclusion. Now our society was very famous. We started with Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We were very inclusive from thousands and thousands of years, but still it carries a lots of meaning. We need to behave particularly in our workplace also. Workplace has become different from our past histories. So I for inclusion. Unless we include people, unless we include everyone to our system, to behave them as per our vision and mission, this will not happen in a proper way. And we go for this ownership. We do not take ownership. We do not allow to take the ownership also. So this is one of the most important things that employers are missing. They are not giving ownership to the people, or the managers are not giving this ownership to the shop floor people. Unless the shop floor people are working without ownership, they are not going to deliver as per vision, mission, and wish. And what about the last one? Is about the united. Unless you are accepting the system, the formats, the basic behavior, or the basic culture of the company, if you are not being asked for an engaged activities, if you are not being included with the system as per your SOP, unless you are being given an ownership, and unless you are being united, so ultimate deliverables will be lesser than what others people expect. So this is the message I would like to transfer to everybody. This is, I call it as a corporate vowel. And if these all things includes everything, then you are supposed to get an appreciation from the management or from the workman side or the shop floor side. So this is a very simple thing, that this needs to be happen in a collaborative way. This is how the things can be done very, very easily. Unless we consider ourselves as an employee or employer, if we define ourselves that we are the only employee or we are the only employer, then we are making the similar mistakes that whether it is day or night. Ande pehle kya murgi aage? Ye दिन है क्या रात है, ये सुबह है क्या शाम है. Basically it is all the same. Unless you are united with the society, with the people, if you are not united with their family, with their needs, you are not going to make a historical change that society is required. Now lots of population we are having, so we need to have this understanding of all the people, all the things. That's the reason all we are designing for a great place to work culture. But this is only a short stump. Most of the thing that promising, achieving, visionaries and missionaries, they are the 4 parts. Generally, most of the production units depends upon these promisings. Means we promise the productions, we promise the output, we promise the OE of the machines. And if it is happening well, and person who is getting it happen, they are most important, they are the managers. So these are the things what I supposed to say, that an alignment is required in terms of technology, alignment is required in terms of expectations, and alignment is required in terms of honesty on behalf of employers. Unless there is their complete thing, the pyramid cannot be produced. And disengagement will happen, not acceptance from both the end will happen, non-inclusive will be happening, ownership will be happening, and people cannot be united. So this is the thing what I'm supposed to tell. And thanks to this Sejal, Jyoti, And all this Kataria Foundation and Parvakara Punyam is also one of the most vital things. If you don't take it as a mission, we are not producing a good thing. Vision. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Now
much.
the forum is open. Anybody would like to ask, they can ask me the questions, please. I ask everyone to ask questions, as because lots of things can be asked it from this. Thank you, Arjun. Thank you very much. I was expecting questions, so please ask question.
Hmm?
Anybody can unmute. Ms. Sejal, you can allow everyone to unmute themselves.
Okay. Done, sir.
We have 1 hour session. We have 30 minutes left for the question answering sessions. I will encourage people to ask questions about their own field, about their own understanding. If they are facing some challenges, you can ask me the questions. I'm doing mentoring, so possibly I can help. And at least 50-60 people are already there. It is a common forum. All people can help you to get an answer. Yes, Kataria Saab. Kataria Saab, you can ask questions.
हेलो
Yes, sir. Namaskar. Thank you very much, sir.
नमस्कार नमस्कार सबसे पहले मैं आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि बहुत ही सिंपल वे में और आपने you have touch upon each and every aspect of management, that is the relationship between employee and employer. And today's context, as you are told, it has become very complex, very, very complex, because people, they know what is their right. Always they talk about the right. They don't talk about their deliverable, their commitment. Now, how the management can be with them when the commitments are missing. Because what happened, especially if you see the service industries, is very, very vulnerable, because everybody has to produce the result. So I would like you to put some focus, like in our, we have been doing a lot of research and a lot of new way of this is having a relationship with this. And we have produced quite a lot of things. We try to bring everybody together through social connectivities and through some programs, and like bringing this program and asking them to, they have to upgrade themselves technology. But somehow it is lacking today's generation. I don't know why. At my age, I'm also still learning, because learning has to go continuously. Plus, you have to respect others, your colleagues. So please, I have a lot of questions, but I don't know whether I'm able to put it. So how is this complex system has to work today's context? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. बहुत अच्छा लगा. बहुत important question है मेरे ख्याल से. This is a very common question everybody would like to understand. This is a social problem. It is not it is a technical problem but linked with society. Now what I told you that technology has disrupted our life entirely. We were not prepared for this digitizations and its revolution. So we don't have any clue when revolution happens. We always discuss post things about the revolution. Revolution understand कर पाते तो revolutions को रोक ही देता आदमी. कोई आदमी allow नहीं करता. The people don't allow revolutions. Evolution was a slow process. It's a natural process. इसीलिए हो रहा था. 50 साल 20 साल लगते हैं कोई भी सिस्टम को अडॉप्ट करने के लिए. नाउ अभी टुडेज बच्चे जानते नहीं है ये पावर फेलियर भी होता था. अभी के बच्चे दे डोंट नो. वो जानते नहीं है यार आदमी थर्ड क्लास ट्रेन पे भी गांधी जी सफर करते थे. हालांकि सेकंड क्लास से चालू होता, उसके बाद तो चली गया. तो थर्ड क्लास भी होता था. ये अभी स्टोरी में सुनाई देता है. तो अभी क्या हुआ सर, ये टोटल जो चेंजेस दैट व्हाट्स इज हैपनिंग इज वेरी फास्ट. Our society, our education system, our perception is not prepared to adopt such kinds of changes. But we cannot stop this technology. In 90s, we tried to stop the computer to entering India, but now it is no questions. This is all helpful. Basically, all technology is helpful, but we are not taking the true advantage. Some commercial people are also taking the advantage. Since we say that smartphone, basically we are not getting smart. Basically, I was not allowed to touch my radio when I was child, as because 500 a radio was much costly at least 45 years ago. Nowadays, and it खराब किया जा सकता था. Now entire technology is doing things to eliminate skill, what I say. So now every छोटे बच्चे स्मार्टफोन चला रहे हैं. It doesn't mean क्या बच्चे अभी स्मार्ट हो गए. अभी एक पोकायो के सिस्टम, being an engineer we understand the पोकायो की मिस्टेक प्रूफिंग सिस्टम पे डाल रहे हैं ताकि मिस्टेक हो ही ना सकते. We are producing lakhs of bearing per day, all through this technology, all this पोकायो के system. So these are the system we are not prepared. So ये कोई इजी शब्द नहीं है बताने के लिए जो व्हाट वी नीड टू डू. ये तो आज से 20 साल बाद ही कोई बताएंगे जो ये हम गलत किए थे क्या सही किए थे. बट एग्जैक्ट आंसर अभी नहीं है. अभी का जो समय है इसका साथ अडॉप्ट करके ये चेंजेस की समय वी नीड टू सर्वाइव. व्हाट आई कैन सजेस्ट यू दैट every company, it is for the particularly for the owners and engineers nowadays. Now you can accept that everybody is an mentor. Unless you being a mentor, you cannot find a problem. So basically we need to identify the people into 4 categories. We can say the nitrogen is the maximum available gases in this atmosphere. That they are mostly inert gas. What is nitrogen? It is inert gas. So design things as per the availability of air. Nitrogen is in inert people. So inert people को control करने के लिए you have to find out the which people are actually falls into this category. And these category people can be controlled through SOPs, sheets, check sheets, all MIS. They can be promised. You need to ensure they are delivering as per your promised deliverables. So these people needs to be controlled through these check sheets only. This is why all this modern system has developed. You are also doing the same thing mostly, as because unless this system is being ensured with the format, with the NC format, with minimum and maximum, with the variation, with the standardizations, these can only be delivered. This, at least this can deliver up to 70% as the nitrogen's availability in the atmosphere is almost like that. So consider these things as an inert people and drive them through these systems, technologies. We need to identify the achievers. So few people who are getting it done, we call it nowadays the managers. Sometimes we call it leaders, led the team. So they are doing something better than what other people are doing. So they are into oxygen part, almost 20%. So if you can derive this 70% with these achievers portions, if you can define these people, keep the people in terms of from first stage and second stage, these people are delivers, achievers. They are delivering things what you have designed. And very less few categories are these visionaries. Visionaries people are very, very less. And fourth portion is missionaries. So all these four people, category people, you need to define, identify the people from your organizations, which category it falls. If you can identify the people, if we can identify our employees according to this format, it is easier for us to guide them, as because basic nature will not change. The basic nature, the basic behavior of the society, it is a mass. Since nobody has withdrawn the mask, although Maharashtra government has withdrawn it officially, but others government and others disaster management team has not withdrawn. But now it has social system. Nobody is wearing mask. So this is the thing how we can do forward. But this is an revolution, and revolution को सिर्फ पोस्टमार्टम ही हो सकता सर, वो अभी नहीं बोल सकता, कोई इजी सॉल्यूशंस नहीं है, बट कुछ परसेंटेज होंगे, सिर्फ मुझे लगता था इससे हम कुछ कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. So this is how we can get bit of designed results. No, although it is not at the best, but at least minimum can be derived with 80% OEI, I hope, sir. Anything else, sir? I hope मैं कुछ बता पाए.
No, thank you very much. And he has explained it in very detail. Only we had to today balance it between the new technology and the management system. Because human behavior has to play a very, very important role when it comes to the performance. Because any organization would like to sustain and continue their business. So they are very important. Another thing with technology, when we are talking about, today we are talking about artificial intelligence and all those things, which we have given a big question mark, is going to, a lot of people are going to face a constraint in getting the job. That's true. But then we have to work in new way, new system, app-based system and all those things, digital operations and other things. So that one has to see. And plus another thing, the planning which was going earlier, we are planning for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I don't think that is true now.
No value, sir. You cannot plan more than a month nowadays. So infrastructure, government should play that kind of role to bring this infrastructures and other things. But changes you cannot control. In our childhood days, in our college days, technology was limited to few European countries. They were not giving us the technology. We were begging to them. They were not allowing this technology. Now they understood that technology cannot be controlled. It is better to sell it out. So they are selling it fast, selling it furiously, and that has disrupted us. So we were not prepared with this technology. We were not prepared with that advancement. Now they are ready to sell it out. Previously, there was a concept of not selling things to these Asian countries to control the whole world economy. Now we have such a big populations, particularly in Asia, they will eagerly love to sell it out to us. So basically society was, we were not prepared, but ultimately समुंदर में धकेल दिया, तैरना ही है, तो तैरने के बाद कुछ फायदा होगा, कुछ benefits होंगे, some people will lose definitely, but it is good कि सारी आदमी तैरना तो सीख जाएंगे जो जिंदा रहेंगे. और बेसिकली एक साथ तो होगा नहीं सर. वी आर अ बिग कंट्री. आप जैसा पीपल है, हमारा सारी आदमी है, दे आर ऑल ईगर, एवरीबॉडी इज ट्राइंग टू डू देयर बेस्ट, दे आर ट्राइंग टू एक्सपैंड देयर हैंड्स. मैं तो अभी देखता हूँ एम्प्लॉयर्स, व्हेन आई इंटरव्यू करता हूँ ना, पहले जैसे क्वालिटी क्वेश्चंस तो अब करते ही नहीं है. आफ्टर बिफोर 25 years I used to ask a diploma questions and how you derive the escape velocity. Nowadays we are asking दिन में कितना seconds होते हैं भाई. तो getting a job is very easy. much easier than the previous. तो हम भी sacrifice ही कर रहे हैं, हम भी quality इतना खराब कर रहे हैं, हम accept कर रहे हैं, हम बर्दाश्त कर रहे हैं, और क्योंकि हम देख रहे हैं कि we are not getting quality people. So getting a quality people was tough all the time, but it has become worsened. That's the reason we are shifting our concept towards technology. क्या टेक्नोलॉजी ऐसी हो जाए कि आदमी की ही जरूरत ना पड़े, ताकि वो सैटरडे संडे आएंगे ही नहीं, नाइट ड्यूटी में आएंगे नहीं. Now I do go to colleges, universities, and most of the common question, what do I ask? भाई, do you know plant कितने समय चलते हैं 24/7? The most of the 60% students, they don't know that plants are running 24/7. So unless they know that plant is running 24/7, how they can be ready for doing the evening shift or the night shift or the Saturday shift or the Sunday shifts? So unless they are prepared with their behavioral sense, adaptability, knowing things, benchmarking things, they will going to be in depression. So ये तो होगा sir. So institution is not playing their vital role to making students aware. तो अभी कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स मोस्टली क्या हो गया, दे एंटरटेनमेंट की प्लेस हो गया है, वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्किल सीख रहा है, वो एंगेजमेंट सीख रहा है, वो इवेंट मैनेजमेंट का कर रहा है. दे आर गुड ओरेटर्स, दे आर इवेंट मैनेजर्स, but they are not engineers. Sometimes I go for this campus interview and give them a feedback. Sir, engineers कौन बनाएगा? तो कोई इंजीनियर्स बनाने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. सारी आदमी उसको लीडरशिप स्किल दे रहा है. तो गुड, उनको सारी स्टूडेंट्स के पास इंफॉर्मेशन अभी काफी हो गए हैं. इंफॉर्मेशन इज फ्री फ्लो, एवरीथिंग इज अवेलेबल. They need not teachers, they need mentors, sir.
Yeah.
So we need to develop some mentors, and ultimately they can survive things.
Yeah, I remember our college days, engineering college, when we are using logarithmic and slide rules to do complex calculations.
Yes, sir.
Today, where are the people?
Yes, sir.
And we used to spend quite a lot of time, and we were committed and we were concentrating on those, solving those strength of materials and a lot of things when we were solving. And I remember we were using the book by Levitt, and it was a very, very good book, and one could learn a lot of engineering. What you had told, that is true. That's what I think with the new system, new ways we adopt. They will be efficient. I don't think they are not smart. They are smart.
No, they are very smart people. They can understand very well. I do interact with lots of young people. I have developed a plan for last 8-12 years with absolutely new manpower. So we had a plant previously. I was working there. So we had a plant, and we run plants with average age group of 23.5 years. And our mother plant, it was in Jaipur. It runs with an experience of 27 years of experience. So our mother plant was used to have a people around them, very skilled and old people with 27 years of experience. And ours is a plant with only 23.5 years of average age. But these young students could produce one of the miracles. We were producing better percentage of OE than our mother plant. We were producing better quality controls. Our scrap PPM was lesser than our mother plant. Our customer complaint was lesser than our mother plants. We all did with these young people. So we need to have a control of the young minds. They are absolutely very, very efficient. You need to communicate in a proper way. They are not manipulative. At our times, we were a bit manipulative. We were not giving feedback in front of anybody. Now they are very open to get some feedback in front of all. So they have good courage. They are very smart people. I think they will be matured enough to get a good hard work, understanding of the things and their roles and responsibility. If somebody can understand their roles and responsibility, they can excel beyond the promised thing. They can be an achiever easily. So at our time, most of we were being guided through SOP, and now these people can easily be gone to achievers. This is the reason why CEOs are coming out with the lesser age. At our time, CEO were at the retired age. Now new peoples are into the achievings. If the people are doing this kind of thing, they will be easily can become an achiever. So our times are now times has changed. They need to adopt. They need to benchmark their aspirations, as because from the very first day they cannot get then 10 lakh CTC with a air conditioned car, with a laptop at the corner, with a vending machine in and around. So this aspiration is good enough, but it needs to be benchmarked. I hope they can do a miracle for our nations also.
Sir, I have a question. This is Dilip Negi, by the way.
Yes, Negi Sahab, namaskar.
Hello. Namaskar, sir. Thank you for your amazing presentation. You made easy the things. Basically, the problem most of the people are facing today, that you have already covered a lot of things, but still I want to your views on that. How we can engage the modern generation? The engagement is missing between the employee and employer.
सर एंगेजमेंट अभी जो मॉडर्न जनरेशंस को मुझे बहुत क्लोजली देखने में मिला, जस्ट शेयर्ड, दे नीड चैलेंजेस, थ्रिलिंग. वो आपको एसओपी दे देंगे तो दे विल नॉट बी एंटाइटल्ड, एनकरेज टू फॉलो द एसओपी. उनको पता है आके एक बार 3 बजे लॉग बुक लिख देना है. हमारा समय पे भी होता था, फर्स्ट लॉग शीट ठीक से भरता था और लास्ट वाला भरते थे, बाकी 6 तो आदमी झूठ लिख देता था. तो हमारा समय का एसओपी आदमी जो लॉग बुक भरते थे ना, मैं देखा हूँ बहुत बार हम जाते थे शॉप फ्लोर, द ऑल ऑपरेटर यूज टू डू फर्स्ट रीडिंग वाज परफेक्ट, लास्ट रीडिंग वाज परफेक्ट, एंड बीच में 6 वाज ऑल मैनिपुलेटिव. नाउ द न्यू स्टूडेंट्स को कैसे कर सकते हैं ना, उसके कारण मुझे लगता है ना, दे नीड्स लॉट ऑफ अथॉरिटी फर्स्ट, जो हम देते नहीं है क्योंकि हम उसमें ट्रस्ट नहीं करते हैं. मुझे लगता है वो जानते नहीं है, कर नहीं पाएंगे, तो हम अथॉरिटी नहीं देते हैं. तो दे आर वेरी ऑथोरिटेटिव. तो ऑथोरिटेटिव हो गया, उसको घर पे स्ट्रगल देखा नहीं है, तो हम चाहते हैं वो स्ट्रगल करे, और स्ट्रगल देखा नहीं है तो बिट शुरू में हम रिस्क नहीं लेते. तो एंगेजमेंट देने के लिए मुझे लगता है ना, दे नीड्स अ थ्रिलिंग जॉब. उसको थ्रिल तैयार करना पड़ेगा. अभी हमारे पास एक दोस्त आया था, ही इज माय फ्रेंड, ही इज बहुत बड़ा कंपनी है उसका. तो मेरा पास आके रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा था, यार मेरा बेटा फ्रांस चला गया है, उसको मैं इंडिया में ला नहीं पा रहा हूँ और मैं बिजनेस प्रोग्रेस नहीं करा चाहता, फिर वो मैं क्या करूं. तो मैं उनको बताया, भाई आप बच्चे को अथॉरिटी दे दीजिए, बोल दीजिए इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में टोटल ग्रो करना आपका काम है. अगर आप करा पाएंगे तो इंडिया आ जाइए, अगर इच्छा है, अगर नहीं इच्छा है तो फ्रांस में रह जाइए. एंड ही हैज, दिस सन हैज रिस्पोंडेड. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द केस में ना अभी का एंगेजमेंट, मैं इसको बोलता हूँ सांता क्लॉज इफेक्ट. सांता क्लॉज सर, एक आई विल देख लेता हूँ कितना समय है, इट इज ओनली 10 मिनट्स लेफ्ट. सो सांता क्लॉज इफेक्ट आप देखे होंगे सर. अभी हम क्या करते हैं, एचआर वाले ऑल क्रिसमस में एक सांता क्लॉज का प्रोग्राम कर लेते. क्रिसमस में सारे आदमी आ गया, लाल टोपी साथ सफेद चोटी पहन के, सम पीपल, कोई एक आदमी को एचआर खड़ा कर देता है, वो टॉफी बांट रहा है, खुश हो जाता है आदमी. दिस इज नॉट एन एंगेजमेंट. इससे आदमी एंगेज नहीं होता. एक दिन टॉफी लगा के ये एंटरटेनमेंट हुआ, एंगेजमेंट नहीं. तो एंटरटेनमेंट एंड एंगेजमेंट में फर्क करना पड़ेगा. मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस मैं अभी देख रहे थे, यार पिछले 8 साल का 10 साल का सांता क्लॉज की फोटो ला, तो मैं देखे, चेक किए, सिर्फ 8-10 सांता क्लॉज में 6 सांता क्लॉज को कंपनी ने निकाल दिया क्योंकि वो काम नहीं कर रहा था. तो काम नहीं करेंगे और एंगेजमेंट सांता क्लॉज के होंगे तो ऐसे ही होगा. तो वी नीड एंगेजमेंट. उसको बताना पड़ेगा, यार आप काइजन कितना किए हैं, मैक्सिमम काइजन में कॉस्ट सेविंग कितना हुआ, उसको ओई कितना बड़ा है. या ये जो क्रिटिकल क्वेश्चंस, इंजीनियरिंग क्वेश्चंस है, अनलेस वी आस्क देम अ क्रिटिकल क्वेश्चंस, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस आपको 90% स्टूडेंट क्विट कर जाएंगे, वो फिर रिजाइन दे देंगे और रिज्यूम अपडेट कर लेगा. ये तो बहुत कॉमन चीज है, बट उसी में पता लग जाएगा आपका फ्यूचर सीईओ किस में है. इफ यू वांट टू विश टू ब्रिंग सम सीईओ आउट ऑफ योर पीपल, तो इसी में आपको एंगेजमेंट हो सकता. एंगेज होने का देखने का तरीका ही है वो काम कितना कर रहा है, वो कितना एंगेज्ड है, कितना वैल्यू एडिशंस कर रहा है, कितना क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहा है, कितना सवाल उठा रहा है, हाउ ही इज इंक्वायरिंग. वो क्वेश्चंस सिर्फ क्वेश्चंस के लिए कर रहा है क्या इंप्रूवमेंट के लिए कर रहा है. दिस इज हाउ वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड द पीपल्स इंटेंशन. बहुत आदमी को बोला जाता है, यार कॉमन फोरम है, आप सवाल पूछो, तो कुछ भी सवाल पूछ देता है. सर पिज्जा यहाँ कब से लंच में मिलेंगे, तो इससे आपको पता लग जाएगा ये जिंदगी में पिज्जा ही खाने जन्म लिया है, काम करने के लिए नहीं. तो एंगेजमेंट करने के लिए सर आपको इम्पोर्टेंट होगा, आप उसको चैलेंजिंग जॉब दीजिए, थोड़ा अथॉरिटी दीजिए और उसको गलती करने का मौका दीजिए. Allow him to do some mistakes. If we are not allowing them to do any kind of mistakes, they will not grow. So being in senior people, being all the responsible people, being in HR, being in mentor, we should allow them for 20% mistake also. This is how we can engage new people as per me, sir. आप तो senior है तो you also can add value, please, sir.
Right, agree with you. Agree, yes, agree with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. But there is one more question asked from Ilango. How do you rate the relationship between employee and employer in an organization?
Employee and employees organizations के लिए the HR already have designs lots of KRA. So through this KRA, if you are fulfilling the KRA, it is absolutely good, but it is just not good enough to make you that you have a good relationship. You need to have more than KRA. I said that inert people, inert design is for the KRA. If you are only fulfilling the KRAs, you are only an inert people. You need to be an achiever. You do something beyond your KRA. आप कितना improvement task लिए, how development projects you have taken, how cost saving projects you have taken, how research and development you have participated, how you have reacted or acted with cross-functional teams, how other team players know you, rate you. These are the 360 degrees how you can be judged by actual management. So employee and employer relationship is not only a single pattern. How your colleagues, how your peers rate you, it depends upon your personality, your future, and your character basically. So it is, you cannot say that it is only on KRA. It is your perceptions about how others people, your cross-functional people are taking you, thinking you, or talking about you. That is ultimately at the end of the year. If you get some good increment or not a good increment, see how people are acting or reacting. So this is how a people can be judged by any of the organizations. So there is a KRA by HR design, their department is also saying, but nowadays it is an engagement policy, how we talk and think about engagement through the participations. It's participative management, how you have participated for the problem solving, how you have designed the root cause analysis, how you have participated in any kind of audits, how you are more helpful to others, fellow colleagues. It makes a lot of difference. So don't stick to the KRA only. Please go beyond KRA. Then only you can be accepted as an achiever. Then you can go for the future.
Namaskar, sir. Vishal here.
Yes, Vishal ji, thank you very much. Boliye.
Just I would like to take 2 minutes of yours.
Yes, please.
So, वो interview वाला बात बोला. So, first of all, good morning to all of you. I am Vishal and I got the privilege to work with Mahanta sir for more than 8 years. तो सर ने जो कभी एग्जाम्पल बताया था, मतलब उन्होंने बोला था कि जब वो कैंपस लेने जाते हैं तो क्या करते हैं. तो जस्ट आई वुड लाइक टू नरेट वन रियलिटी ऑफ 2018. Myself, my colleague and Mahanta sir went for the campus interview in one of the known Polytechnic College of Gujarat. After conducting the GD and PI, we started to take a personal interview. And in personal interview, my colleague Mahanta sir and we decided we'll ask a simple question. एक दिन के अंदर कितना सेकंड होता है, मींस इन 24 hours how much seconds are there, just they have to explain us. If he or she will give the answer, we will select that guy and we will not ask any of the questions. And to our surprise, after asking this question of how many seconds in 24 hours, 17 candidates not able to answer the question, first 17 students, and after that we left that even principal, the dean requested us to have a lunch, but we folded our hands that thank you very much, sir. And we leave on a positive note from there. So Mahanta sir, would you like to add over here?
Yes, विशाल याद है, and particularly उस date से ही हम decide किए थे I will open an consultancy firm to enhance the capability of the students, and I'm doing it with the NSDC. I have touched almost 1,000 students in 30 days. NSDC has honored me due to this, and I'm trying to do as my program. As we have a program of campus to corporates, we do teach students, go to the colleges, universities, to sensitize their students for their futures, make them adaptable, make them more important. So this is the thought process I perceived on that particular day, and this is the reason why I left service and I'm into the service. Thank you very much for being with me for long period. I'm really thankful to you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much, Vishal.
Hello.
Yes, Jaishankar sir, namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Sir, I am Jaishankar from Bangalore.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are telling that employee and employer.
Yes, sir.
Suppose employee cannot be meet anybody, employer. They're far away for big companies.
Yes,
Who is
sir.
the mediator? How they have to organize with the employers meet?
Sir, ये
With
बहुत
mediator,
ये-
immediate mediator. That's called union is coming in the interference. Then we are encouraging you to make a unions if you move directly, if you go directly. Is it correct?
Sir, ये sir debatable विषय है हमेशा. It depends upon the scope and the thought process of the owner. If owners is trying to get the real information, he can access the information or the person directly. And most of the cases, the people in between do not allow such things happening, as because there might be something different popped out of their discussions. So this is how most of the old organization used to perform. But most of the cases, it is the medium which protects people, protects understanding, and protects both of them to flow the information. So if and being an employer, it is your responsibility to ensure that you are getting a right information without bias. But if most of the organization, when they grow up in some significant way, they don't have an understanding of the actual people, what is actually happening on shop floor. So it depends upon too many managers, too many vice presidents, too many mediocre people. So you know the communications gap. Each people has their own limitations. Each people, all systems have their own limitations. This is how the open forums are now starts happening in many of the corporates. So CEO comes to the forum asking the people what is their grievance, what is their requirement. Even the chairman is coming to the shop floor, they are meeting people. This is how it was also happening there also. But now email is coming up, and you can meet and you can ask people, you can ask to your CEO, CFOs directly. So these are now happening. Open session is happening a lot. I think open session helps a lot, but it means that managers and their other system, they have to take care of all the employees beyond their KRA. So everybody should meet each other. This is how the forum sees. So nowadays, people are also not sitting in a closed chamber. It is an open forum. So they should feel it that what is the principle of that if they are only sitting, not listening to a next person, it has no meaning. So listening, understanding, taking information, unbiased information is a basic responsibility requirement to run any kind of management. If they are not doing, they are inviting challenges. So there must be some forum to discuss. And this is how the feedback system has started. PMS now starts with a feedback system. If the feedback system is proper, and if it follows the COIN policy, if they are aligned with the vision and mission, it is not necessary that every time manager or management should go and meet them. Information sharing, flowing of information, right information without bias is important. It is their responsibility to ensure that it reaches at the top. And again, and the vice versa, the right one to the bottom level. If there
Thank you,
is
sir.
any difference, there will be difference, sir.
Very, very thank you, sir.
Mr. Pratap. Thank you for asking this question. It is a question for all, I hope.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation and explaining the topics in simplifying way.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all. Thank you for patience hearing.
Just 2 minutes, sir. I'm sharing my screen.
Это Америка. Ты посмотри на Давид Тагиров. Алло.
Okay. Our next section is on 10th December 2022 on topic in our world shall be taken by Mr. Venu CV. He shall be covering factors of affecting your thinking mind, who you are, why everyone is unique, and then it shall be follow question and answer sections. ICS is a place to provide to all its research and developments, integrated management system, QMS, EMS, and OH. Excellence is education management made by Easy in Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, Hindi. Feedback form, please register on www.sadgunsan.org and go in your login and give feedback. On the behalf of the Sadgunsan team, I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and contributions to make this webinar a great successfully. Now we officially close the section. Thank you all.